All right, so now we're in the wellness portion. Starting off with safety glasses. I wear them frequently. Our eyes, would you pay, $1 billion to, sacrifice an eye, or for that matter, a finger? You want to be attentive. You want to be conscious of, especially if you're obviously in trade or places where you can more easily sustain injuries or death. Look into this stuff. Don't be afraid to really delve into it. And the more you respect yourself, the more you want to live your life in pursuit of true love. And if you're maybe already married and in true love, so here's some ideas. Let's start with something simple. I like to use something like this. It's not obviously not completely vegan. I'm looking for a vegan one that's comparable in quality. I like the mint. I put it on my lips, around my nose. Even nipples or even genitals. I mean genitals. I use coconut oil, and I use this dropper bottle. That way you can drop some on your arms and put it on your arms maybe a couple times a day, or maybe in your face if you're using AC. But also you can go to the restroom and you can apply it to your genitals, and then wash your hands, obviously. And you should wash your hands before and after going to the bathroom, because your hands are going to be dirty. You don't want to be touching your privates if your hands are dirty. Simple things that people don't know about. All things for us to. Another thing is to have brush your teeth after every meal, and that's possible at lunch, during work. If you have a portable toothbrush, you can preload the toothbrush with toothpaste on it. By far, I'm into the Jason brand, and especially their strengthening toothpastes, this is the one I use. I think it's far superior to any toothpaste out there, and it's for you to try out. It's this one, and basically, I will brush my teeth, and then I'll leave the toothpaste in there, and it helps to strengthen for 30 seconds or 40 seconds. Then I'll spit it out. And another thing to do is to I floss in the evenings, and then I brush my teeth. So flossing, once a day. And when when you get used to it, you can really enjoy using a metal dental pick. I recommend gently once a week, maybe twice a month, but just you get used to using it, and you just gently work it, and then the areas that are more painful, then you work on them after working through it, and just get patient. And you need to look with a mirror to see if there's any dark plaque. And I mean, you can see a dentist as well, but better than any dental tech is when you get used to your mouth and you know how to move it around, and you won't scratch your teeth. You'll get really good at it. You'll really enjoy it, being your own dental tech. Okay, so another thing is this problem with birth control. So I believe in no premarital intimacy. That way, right when you're intimate, you immediately should be ready to have children. So financially, the man should be ready. The woman should be her health should be, she should be ready for children. And that way you're not having to use birth control, first of all, because it takes away from the experience. The sensation that we're meant to experience as human beings who are trying to create life out of a loving marriage. And another thing is it seriously affects women's hormones, birth um, birth control, whatever it's medication, whatever it's called, the stuff that women take, like that affects their hormones. It makes them choose more beta males. I mean, at least that's one study that's been shown. So, we don't want this stuff in our bodies, guys. Just like men shouldn't want soy products in their bodies, promotes estrogen production. We have to be thinking about, with all the science and information out there, we can easily look into these things and find out what affects us. There's actually a YouTube channel I'd like to recommend. It's called Self Developed, and it is a religious based or themed channel, but it's got a lot of insights along where I'm making a citation of the birth control insight, for example. Okay, so then in wellness, we it's about enjoying exercise, and the way I do it is cardio is more important than anything because that's your heart strength. If you've got big muscles, it's even harder for your heart to pump everything and keep everything going. And the same, see, what people don't realize is stuff, the types of foods that you eat that'll get stuck in your blood vessels. That's why I'm vegan and limit, any like vegetable oils. I prefer coconut oil or olive oil, and even coconut oil might get in the veins or whatnot. You gotta be thinking about these things. You gotta be thinking about your health and think about what the body physically is, even though you can't see it. Like, imagine it. Like, you gotta need your body, you gotta need the skin, you gotta need the muscle. That's why fat is so bad, even though it may look attractive on certain areas of women. The problem is it collects toxins, and it gets cancerous, and just the fat, it's bad. So and then things like, when I do weights, I'll do what I'm in the mood to do, but only after doing at least 15 minutes of cardio, 15 to 30 minutes every day. I do it on a stationary bike. Everyone has to kind of find a way to do that cardio and make it a top priority. And then and only then, if I'm in the mood after, or maybe I'll do a run in the morning, and then in the later I'll do some weights, or I'll keep some weights in the office. I can do like sets of squats, with dumbbells, or curls, whatever it is. But being in the gym is cool because it's kind of like a sport, but it's like sanitary and safer, and people, it's more subtle. It's like everyone is not like over talking. They're just kind of all like motivating each other and lifting, and it's kind of a more quiet, it's like an unspoken kind of nonverbal communication of, hey, we're all here, we're all working out, type of thing. Push-ups are good. Push-ups will make your backaches go away, and they'll help keep your back strong and your core. Okay, so what else? Skin is the most attractive feature, and even if you think that you don't have the most attractive face or other parts of your body, it's like youth is always going to supersede any other features. So use that to your advantage of preparing and realizing, hey, you get to be with somebody who is as healthy as you. And it can be a very positive thing if you're healthy, or it can be a very negative thing if you're not healthy, and someone in the whole age thing, it's always going to be an issue. If there's an age gap, it's always going to be behind the scenes, and that's not a good feeling for anyone. So you should be with somebody in a similar age and health. And what else? You can make smoothies with cheaper vegetables like carrots and uh, you know, celery and uh, and like be you can add even garbanzo beans. I eat a lot of. You can add those to smoothies. You can add rice. Garbanzo beans I eat, and then I add condiments to them. Chopped, some chopped onions or cucumber, and then assorted condiments. And then like popcorn, there's just experiment with what works for you. And remember, no fluoride in toothpaste. That's a neurotoxin. And remember, the body is all about, you gotta like stretch and move and knead, and there's even like jaw exercises. There's just you want to, every part of your body should be, there should be, everything is like activated, and you're like moving stuff through. There should never be any stagnation. That's how you can think of it. And so that's kind of my, here's the last one. You might not have expected this, but because it's a good social thing to do, donate blood basically every 2 months. Most people can. And what it does is it allows you to start creating new blood. So I think it's going to be a big contributor to life extension, because even if in the future we have less accidents or less bad health, so people don't really need blood in emergencies or medical, I think it would still be good to extract that. It's like a pint, it's like 500 milliliters of blood, and just extract that every 2 months, so that the body is required to make fresh new blood. But I'm not a scientist. This isn't like an area of study of mine, so everything I say, I cover broad topics. So while you're looking into it, be skeptical of what I'm saying. Look at what other people in the field do, and especially if they're studied in these areas. Like, for example, let's say I'm talking about an aspect of the mind, of psychology. Like, although I think I'm adding to the field, I also think there are things I'm talking about which I haven't studied as much as others. So yeah, please be conscious of that. And so mental and physical wellness, I feel like I covered the mental wellness and the having a sense of peace in the earlier part, and there I really put emphasis on be your own authority, and then everything should flow down from there. Once you're wanting to be responsible, once you like yourself because you're living for a future love, you're living in love. That's where I want us to all be. The next section will be fun. It'll talk about beyond envy. So let's get into that.